Hello everyone, and welcome to the SaturdayMP Show, episode number 5, recorded on July 10th, 2023. I'm very glad you're watching this, so thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Chris, and I'll be your host today, and I'm a software consultant that helps developers and companies ship secure, high-quality software faster. So, and if you have a question or a comment or any feedback on the show, please send me an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. That's ask@SaturdayMP.com. I'd love to get some feedback. And just, if you had a question like, how do you do this? How would you do that? Or just something you saw on the show, maybe I made a mistake or something. Let me know. Give me some feedback. It'd be much appreciated. I guess you can also leave comments in the video down below. And I'll try to answer those as well. So, all right. So today we are going to try to hopefully we'll actually fix this bug that we've the last couple of videos. So the bug, for those of you who haven't, this is your first video. The bug we've been trying to fix is this. So this is a standard Ruby linter. So just a little bit of background. So it's a nice linter I like to use in my Ruby on Rails. I mostly work with Rails projects, but any Ruby project, this is a great linter to use. And I've submitted some pull requests for this project in the past, and someone found a bug. So the pull request I submitted in the past was for generating a to-do file. So if you wanted to use standard RB in an existing project, but it had a whole bunch of errors that you did want to fix right away, even though standard does have an auto fix feature, so sometimes you could be hesitant to use it because you're not sure. It's like sometimes it'll change like 100 files, and that can be really risky and kind of scary for an old project. Like, I'm sure most of them are going to be great, but there could be that one or two that messes you up. So this added a feature to generate a to-do, so I could use it on existing projects, and it's worked really well. I guess the people at Standard were kind enough, like Cyril's was kind enough to accept my PR, and it's worked really well for me, and I think apparently for other people, because they found a bug. And the bug is if you generate a to-do file, and then you generate a second to-do file when one already exists, it will just create an empty to-do file, or it won't use the issues that are in the previous to-do file. So hopefully that made some sense. Anyway, go watch the last video. That's how we were able to duplicate it. You'll probably see us duplicate it here again too. So we duplicated that. And then I also, the last video, I kind of noticed, even before I think the last video, that this bug has been around since 2020. Someone had opened this PR, and I actually had some comments. This is me here. Excuse me. And so actually we had some comments and discussions about how to fix it. And what kind of boiled down to why I didn't get fixed at the time is because I got busy and distracted and lazy, I guess, and never got around to it. But the tricky thing was, kind of the simple way to fix it, you would think, is to just delete that to-do file before you actually call the generate to-do logic. The problem was this is me testing the bug last time. The problem was that all the to-do ignore the to-do file was loaded before you actually parsed all the command lines. So the command lines are actually, it's probably not the best, but that was the confusion. So it loads all the to-do logic, and then it parses it here. So if you go look at this, loads YAML config. It's kind of, I think this is the right file. Oh, no, this is the wrong one. Well, sorry. It loads all the config files, and then this merge settings is where it actually parses out the command lines. to figure out what the heck it's supposed to do. So this happens after the YAML file is loaded. And so last time I came up with a fix that was just to, because we technically, I guess we have the arguments here, like the arguments are getting passed in, was to just check to see if this YAML file, or check to see if it was if the generate to do flag was being passed in. And if it was, basically don't load the to do YAML file, or we could just delete it. That's another option. But I kind of like, I'll have to see if I don't delete it. I wonder what happens. I wonder if I have logic that'll delete it if it does exist. But yeah, I think, that's interesting. I guess for those of you that are new to this channel too, these are kind of live coding sessions. So this is not something that I've worked out before, or like a kind of a rehearsed thing. You get to watch me fumble around for a bit. So if that's not the type of video you want, you probably want to switch. But I figured there's already enough of those well-polished tutorial-like videos out there. I think this would be a good example of what it's like to be an actual developer, and hopefully you can learn something. And hopefully, like I said before, I'm hoping people will give me suggestions to make me a better coder by watching me work. So, so anyway, you get to listen to I'll try to speak my thoughts out loud as I work through this. Yeah, so if you want to see the previous video, maybe I'll just bring that up real quick to show people are interested. Oh, yeah, there it is. So, yeah, you go watch this one. This is the one where I duplicate it. It's number 4 here. It's the SaturdayMP show number 4. Okay, so we need to fix this, though. And the best place to fix it is, right, because this builds config is called, like, actually the CLI is what gets called first. And it doesn't parse any command line arguments here. It builds the config. And then once it's done building the config, it'll call this loads run. This config runner is a task you want to do, such as run standard normally, or generate the to-do, or spit out the help, stuff like that. That's what that'll's for. And then the actual logic to do the generate the ignore file is in this genignore file here. So, like, does it delete? Looks like it just opens it. Right. Like, I wonder if that would just do we delete the existing file if it exists. I have no idea. So Ruby, if I just do a file open and a file exists, does this just start from the beginning? Right, so we'll just basically put these 2 lines, and then we just spit out the whole YAML thing. Oh, that's okay. So let's see. So let's file Ruby file open. How does that work? So if we go find open, there's open. Okay. See new. Okay, so we need to see new for the parameters. Let's go look at new. Open mode. Okay, here we are. Right. Right only. Truncates existing file to 0 length. Or okay. So I think we just have the W in there, right? Yeah, just a W. Okay, so that will destroy the file. Okay, so right plus read write truncates existing file to 0 length. I don't know what that. Okay, I guess just write is fine. We don't need to read anything from it. Okay, so we'll delete it if it already exists. So we don't have to delete it here. We could just ignore it. So, okay, maybe let's just do these steps again so we can see the bug in action. So do we have to do? Yeah, we do. Okay, so let's put you over to the right. Okay, so we got 2 in there now. So no web app. Oh, just sh, because we're using, if you go watch video number 1, SMP show number 1, I create a Docker development environment for standard. So, and I'm using sh because I'm using an Alpine Docker image. So, okay, so if we go exe, I have to remember all these commands on standard. Yeah. So this should. Oh, right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to generate the to-do. Okay, so if we generate the to-do, so I won't generate a to-do as a generate to-do. I won't generate an empty one. It's gonna just have. It's gonna get rid of these 2, which would still exist. I think. Well, let's just do this. So we're going to generate to 2. Okay, now it's just got 1 in there. Now if we run it again, it's going to ignore this leading comment space. Yeah. Right. So anything that's in here, so it just switches them back and forth. Okay. So yeah, all the ones that are in there are not ignored because it doesn't think they're issues. Okay. Okay, so we're able to duplicate that again. We'll write a unit test service in a second. I just want to do a quick test to make sure this fix would actually do what I want it to do. So, so I did try just the manual commenting this out, and that worked last time. So let's okay, so if wow, really? I'm not 100% sure what this. Huh, interesting. So this is recommended by GitHub Actions down here. Or GitHub Copilot. I don't actually know what that does. What is the single Ruby single ampersand? Necessary cookies only. No, I don't want that. I don't see it there. Is that something to do with a block? So if argv and oh, now I'm really curious. So let's try. So this is something I've been using ChatGPT to sorry, I'm just going to get my credentials here. I'm using ChatGPT to, or I guess one of the ways people suggested to use ChatGPT was to get it to explain code to you. So I'm super curious if it can. Okay, can I log in there? All right, we're in. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we want the ChatGPT. Oh, I should move this over here. Do 4. So they used to have this Bing. Oh wow, this works with Python. Sure. I don't have any Python. I don't think there's any. There used to be a Bing search feature, but it doesn't work anymore. So, and the other thing I want to do is, oh, okay, my chat history is off. All right. Oh yeah, there's the Bing browser feature. So it was kind of a bummer. Okay. Can you explain what this code does? What this Ruby code does? And then let's see if that's fine. I'm just most curious what this and. Oh, it's an intersection. Okay. So this it's assuming this is an array, and I think this is an array, and then return me everything that's in both arrays. It contains any elements. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's an intersection. Is that what that a single ampersand? Okay, Ruby intersection operator. Oh yeah, there, and. Oh, okay. Because 2 ampersands is just like a Boolean and same with a pipe. Oh, okay, this is intersection union, and you could use negative for difference. Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. So you learn something new. So I guess you can, again, this is live coding, so you get to watch me learn something. And I've been a Ruby developer for 20 years, but I've been a software developer for 20 years. I tend to use a lot of different languages, so I'm not an expert in any one. So unique language features like this are interesting. And that's where I think, well, having ChatGPT, because I remember we searched just for the AND operator and it wasn't giving us the right stuff back, but this worked pretty good. Like we put in ChatGPT, and it looks like this is correct. I'm not 100% sure, but the nice thing was that it gave us intersection operations. So now I knew what the heck to search for to find more information. And I've never used ChatGPT to analyze existing code, but I have asked questions like, how would you do X? And oftentimes it spits out code that's not correct, ChatGPT will, or any other code generation tool. But the nice thing is it'll give you some ideas, like it'll use some techniques or something. You can go look further. That'll further your investigation. So that was pretty cool. So thanks, GitHub Copilot. So I like this, and then like Visual Studio used to have the IntelliSense. Well, probably still does. I haven't used Visual Studio in a while, but and it would often generate, or often, well, Visual Studio had it, but there was a resharper back in Visual Studio, and it would recommend different ways to write things, and especially when I was using like programming C# or VB.NET. I did both actually. And then there was a new version of .NET was released. A lot of times the resharper, or I think Visual Studio would do it itself sometimes too, would sometimes go in there and recommend like, hey, do you want to use this newfangled operator that you've never heard of before? So, all right, so that's cool. So if there's any okay. Then oh right, I was trying to I was trying to double bracket this, but this is again, this is Ruby. Ruby doesn't like a lot of extra brackets, so oops, this one can go away. So, oh, I do need this one. So if the generate to do is, we don't want any, we want the opposite of any. Oh, I suppose that is, this is Ruby. Well, let's go see. All right, so it says what is the opposite of Ruby array dot any. Okay, it is none. That was my. I guess I should have said it before I wrote it in here. So it's none. So again, like I kind of trust what this outputs, but let's just go look up Ruby array none just to make sure. Yeah, let's just go look right. Let's get it right from the horse's mouth. API doc here. Enumerable.num. Okay. Once if you don't pass any arguments though. So oh, okay, here we go. Here's the empty array. Oh, okay, if they're all nil, that's interesting. If they're all nil or false. Oh, maybe we want empty instead of, well, a nil argument. Well, yeah, okay, so it has to contain, yeah, so in our case, the count will just be 0. So it's probably even better if we just check the size, or is there an empty? Let's go Ruby arrays. I think it's an array. Well, it's probably enumerable, which is probably pretty close. Is there an empty? It looks like there's an empty. Empty is true. Okay. Let's see what this. Yeah, it's just checking length. Okay, so just empty. Okay, so in our case, if we want empty, then we just load this path as normal. Otherwise, we'll probably change this a little bit, but just for now, we want, because we have to have that parameter passed in, but it can be nil, so that's fine. Option name. Oh, right. If we change the name of the to-do file, that's what that's for. Okay. So for generating the to-do file, oh, that raises an interesting question. So if they have a different, okay, if they had a different to-do file name than this standard one, well, then you always have to pass in the name, because otherwise it'll never find it. Resolves YAML option. Oh, raise an error, it's not found. Well, I think, okay, whether we can play Rubicop. Yeah, we're not going to do the single quotes, but, oh yeah, I guess we could do this. How does that work again? In Ruby, you can have a return. All right, we can have a return. Let's see. Yeah, I think a conditional assignment. I think it'll put the to-do up here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then it formatted it really weird for some reason. I'm assuming you want all this over here. Yeah, like that. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Right, so if the to-do is empty, then load the path, otherwise it's nil. Alright, so let's see if that fixes it. So actually let's should we put a break? What's redundant else clause? Oh, is it because this will start out nil, maybe? So I don't actually need this. Is that what you're complaining about? Alright. So let's generate to do. Maybe standard will complain about this. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. But it didn't get rid of these existing ones. And if I run it again, that looks good. And then if I just run standard, it should say I'm ignoring a bunch of files. It's fine. Now let's, I think I just put it like that. Alright, found a bunch of issues. And that should generate to do here. Alright. That looks pretty good. Is this still the right place for it? I guess, like if I had infinite time and money and all that stuff, I would probably, like the CLI, this is where I would parse out the command line arguments. Like I think before we even build any config, like there would be like a parse command line args or something here. And then down below, you'd have like generate to do question mark. Yeah. Oh, wow. Did you get up Copilot? It almost scares me how smart that thing is. And then it would do something like that, right? And then you have def. I don't know what other, like help or something, right? So you gonna put the right one in there? Yeah. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Yeah. So I'd have a bunch of methods down here like this. So this is already has everything parsed out. And then I could use them, but I don't know, maybe there's something wrong with that logic, but I don't want to make that big of a change right now. Like that seems like a refactoring that I wouldn't be adding additional fixes to. So I think I'll just fix the, well, let's see, what's the churn? Oops, where'd my, sorry about that. I accidentally builds config, there it is. Like how, if we go look at the show history, like how often, oh, I guess this file doesn't change too often, so I'm not too worried about it. Like there was a bunch of changes in 2018. This looks like when it was first originally being written. Right, and then this is me adding doing some of my work. And then, Justin fixing, okay, parse CLI option, just renamed it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it doesn't change, like, it changed a bunch at the beginning, but it hasn't changed in years, so it's not a huge, if this file is changing all the time. What about the CLI one? Like, or, because where do we load this merge settings? Let's go, does this file change a lot? Let's see. Because if these files change a lot, then the more they change, the more it might be worth it to refactor them. If they don't change very often, then who cares? Just leave it. So what am I doing? I'm looking at the history. Oh yeah, see, this is this needs more tests. This one does change quite a bit. Ugh. But again, I'm kind of being a little lazy. I don't really want to. Oh, I called it gen ignored first. Right. Yeah, like I think a lot of this, like all this parsing, like all this should live in the CLI, not in this merge. This is kind of CLI stuff. It shouldn't be in this merge settings. At least I don't think so. And if you needed to, you could. Well, it's merging the Rubocop CLI flags. But that's about it. Yeah. Alright, I think I'll just leave my fix as is. Just go with this. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I'm just curious to see what standard's gonna so the standard YAML path, the to-do YAML path. We could maybe make this a one-liner if we really wanted to. Standard config. So the other place we could put the fix, I guess, so if we go, sorry, I'm humming and hawing because I don't know if I like having this logic in here. Maybe you should go in this merge settings. So, standard YAML. Oh, wait. Oh, standard config. It's a loads YAML config, and it's going to merge these two. Oh, right, because as soon as it merges these two logic, like we can't separate them out, right? So loads YAML config. What does that do? Oh, we have it up here. It's going to load. Like, do we have some sort of so this object looks like it's just parsing these YAML files. So I guess it is better that it lives here. Yeah, because as soon as these two things, the standard config is merged together, we can't, we can't, all the ignores in here are already in there. So, okay. So I guess this is where it's going to have to live for now. what was I going to do? I was just going to put a break point here, here, and here. And let's just see. So in debug mode, I have, I'm just calling standard. So let's see, it should get to this second breakpoint here. Okay, so that's good. All right, so it hit that. That's good. And the output should just be, oh, there's the output. Yeah, this should be migrated away from standard. So files we're ignoring. Now, if I change that to be generate. Oh, it's really slow for some reason. ToDo. And now we run this. Should skip this one. Yeah, okay, so let's skip this middle one. That's good. And it shouldn't regenerate. Everything should be fine. So that's great. Okay. Oh, I think something changed, but I probably fixed one of these errors in the interim. Okay. Okay, so that's all good. Let's get rid of this. Just so I don't forget, turn it back to the way it was. Cool. My terminal back here. So I'm just going to get rid of this. Delete. Just fix any of these. I'll fix whatever it's suggesting here. Trailing white spaces detected. I don't know what that means. Oh, really? So that's standard. Okay. Oh yeah, and this is the one I introduced a long time ago. Okay. For my original testing. Let's replace it with an if modifier. It's getting pretty long, that line, but yeah, that's pretty long. Like I might miss this if. Yeah. Well, this is Rubicop complaint. Standard doesn't have, I don't think, a line. Let's see if the standard complain about that. I doubt it. Yeah, so let's convert that back, because that's pretty long. I would probably miss that if I was just looking at this code. Yeah. Okay. And then I think standard didn't like this. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. So that looks like it's fixed, but the other thing we have to do is let's get these breakpoints. We have to Oh, that's fine. I think I will. I don't know if I could do this here. Settings. Okay. So inspections. There we are. Rubicop. All right. I don't know if it'll like that because, well, maybe it will. I was curious if that was going to work because I don't have the standard gem in like the gem file or installed. I don't think, like, if I just go yeah, I did find it for some. All right, well, seems to work. Okay, cool. I don't get so many of those errors. In my IDE. Alright, now this would be a part where I would put a comment. But I wonder, well, I think I'll put the comment in there, and then if during the PR review they don't want it, I can just remove it. Right, because it, like, why are you checking for this here? So if the, oh, that's kind of we don't want, I know we don't want to load the to-do file. Don't load the to-do file if we're generating, because loading it don't load any existing to-do file if a new one is being generated, because it will because the new one will be empty and will overwrite the existing one. No, because what's the best way of, how did they write that in the actual bug? Because the don't load any existing to-do file for new is generated, because the new, so the ignore rows in the to-do. Oh, maybe we'll write this. Don't load the to-do ignore rules when generating a new to-do file. Otherwise, we'll get a warning. Otherwise, the new file, the new to-do file won't have the ignore rules in the existing file. So yeah, I don't know. People probably might guess. I think I'm a bit of an anomaly in that I actually like comments in code, but I think I'm in the minority, especially in Ruby. They really hate comments for some reason. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so let's commit this. How do I see? I'm trying to remember now how this works. How do I do this in Ruby? Mine again. Actually, let's just use get. Let's do it this way. Don't need that. Okay, so, oh yeah, I guess we should create a branch here too. Create branch. So, yeah, let's create a branch here. Let's select this for bug fix. What is the bug number? 565. Fix generating to do when do file already exists. Alright, fix generating to do when to do file already exists. Sure, good enough name. Okay, so we just have this one change. Oh, yes, this is kind of a cool feature where it'll generate a commit message with the AI using ChatGPT. I think I have it configured correctly here. Let's see what it says. Because I need to add some tests, so this is just the fix. And maybe this is a good time to... So this is the fix, and then maybe the next video we'll add the tests. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. So I'll end this one here. Refactor builds to handle... So I guess from my experience, this auto-generate commits, this summary is never all that great. Like this isn't what I would want to say. Generate new to-do file adds, logic, nuts, and loading is when, generate a new one. Yeah, so like I find the description part is really good. This is the part I would never fill in usually, because it just takes so much to write. But the AI fills this in. It's quite nice, but this part I find is not as great. Refactor. Generate a new to-do. Like we already handle. It already generated a new to-do file. So what do we got? Fix bug with generating a new to-do when one exists already. And we'll probably, when we come back, we won't push this commit, so that when we come back next time when we add some tests, we can just amend to this one. So, all right, so let's there. But at least my change is committed. Done. Good. So yeah, I think that's a great place to leave for now. So yeah, let's wrap this video up, and then the next one, which I don't know, I'll have to figure out when I'll record it, because I do have some time. Maybe I'll just record it right away here. But yeah, let's wrap this one up, and then the next one we'll actually add some unit tests, and maybe even a feature test to this for this new logic that I added. So yeah, thanks everyone again for watching. I'm really honored that you decided to tune in. and I hope you find these useful. Again, if you have any feedback, you can send an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. That's ask@Saturday, SaturdayMP.com, COM. I'd love to get some feedback if you find these useful or not. And also, you can, if you want to, you can leave a comment in the YouTube. I'll try and experiment. I'll leave the YouTube comments on, and if you ask a question in there, I'll do my best to answer it. Or, again, if you have a question for an upcoming video, or even if you have something interesting to show me, maybe we could get together and pair on a problem, or have a little discussion about something and do some live coding together or something. That would be great. Yeah. And again, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.